Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live today. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It is Monday, the 6th of December 2021, and after a beautiful sunrise this morning, it is now pouring with rain. Hi Kerry, thanks for joining us. A good evening to you in Australia. I thought I would start by just running through the projects for our December classes and class in a box. I normally do a separate video, but I've just been running out of time this week or last week. So I thought I will start with this and then I will save that as a separate video afterwards. So this is to introduce the projects. So if you join my class in a box, you will have all of the components to make the cards that I'm going to show you. If you're in the UK, you can order my class in a box to include everything. If you're overseas, then you're welcome to order my class in a box as just the online version. So you won't receive obviously the box itself, but you will receive access to all of the videos. So I do a separate video for each of the cards that you're going to see. I also do an online class which is held via Zoom, which you're welcome to join in. Good morning, Sue. I hope you're well. Yeah, so you can take my online version, and the online version on its own is just £10, and that gets you access to all of the videos, the dimensions file and an online class. If you take my class in a box, it's £20, and that includes delivery to you anywhere in the UK of the products that you need. The only thing you would need to complete the products is some sentiment stamps and some ink and obviously blocks, and this particular one has some stamping in the background and a little bit of ink and watercolour, but that's all you would need, and obviously any adhesive of choice. Other than that, you get all of the card blanks. These will all be pre-cut for you. So let me talk you through the projects. So first of all, just because this is to hand, we have 2 calendar cards that you can make. So they will come with the card bases. You'll have a selection of card and papers to choose from, and the papers that you will get in this class are 20 6x6 sheets. They're taken from our Brights and from our Subtles ranges of colours. So you get a whole selection of Brights, which is what you see here. You'll also get the Subtles for the people that prefer a more subtle look. So first of all, we have the calendar card. You get 2 calendars included, and I show you how to make this little A-frame here. And you get these die cuts, and these are from the Floral Squares dies. You can purchase the dies to go along with them. These are from the annual catalogue, so there should be no problem in getting hold of those. Obviously, with our retiring list for our July to December catalogue, some of those items have already gone out of stock. So when it comes to running these classes in December or at the end of any month of the catalogue, I tend to stick to the annual catalogue so I know that I can get the products for you. So this is a die cut, and I've actually stamped using the watercolour shape behind, but I show you how to do that. If you haven't got that stamp set, I'll show you how to do that with just using a straightforward block of a size that is suitable, adding some ink, spritzing it, and then sticking it down. So you have the option for 2 calendar cards. They fold flat to go into an envelope. All the envelopes are included. but they do stand, and I find this really useful. I keep one on my desk right the way through the year. So I'm on the last one of last year, or this year I should say, just to see if I could see it, but of course it's disappeared, hasn't it? Okay, so you get 2 of those. You get 3 of these mini cards and 3 matching envelopes. So you could use these as tags or little thank you cards. And you'll get a whole series of these die cuts. And what I've done with this is I've actually shown you 2 ways to use these. One is to use it as a stencil. So I just lift that up. Hi Scott, and hi Catherine. So one is to put the die cut down and use a blending brush. You could use a sponge or a dauber or a spritzer, whatever you prefer. And I've gone over this with a colour. The alternative is just to use that coloured panel and pop it onto a card. So there's 3 there, and your choice of the die cut. So you could use the same ones if you want. And then, as I say, you can either do the stenciled version or the die cut version, or you could do a mix. And these you could obviously just use individually, and they come with the matching 3 by 3 inch note cards. Let's do this one then. Then we also have a bookmark. So here you can see the 4 panels that you'll get. So there's 4 different die cut panels in the floral set. And you will also get some of the coloured layers that go on top, which I'll show you in the next set of cards. So you'll get to make a bookmark, and obviously depending on what you do, you may have these left over, you can do further bookmarks. So you'll have a selection of these die cuts in black, in watercolour paper and in white. You also get 3 meters of this lovely gingham ribbon. Okay, then we have 3 sets of cards. Now, from the classes, you'll be able to do 2 of these, 2 out of the 3, and I'll show you the difference. Basically, these 2 are the same. One I've left as black and white. So I've just entered that down, and these flowers are cut with the rainbow glimmer paper, which is why they change colour. So you can either do them just in black and white, which I've done here, and there's a little gift tag. So the idea is that you can make 3 cards, you'll get the 3 envelopes to go with them, wrap them with a little ribbon and a tag, and that makes a really nice gift. So you can do that version, or you can do this version, which is basically the same. Let me just undo this ribbon. But all I've done in this case is I've added some of the Brights papers, so you get these in your pack, to the back. Other than that, it's exactly the same card. I might just put that one there, as you can see there. Okay, so you can do it black and white, or you can do the coloured version. You could also do 6 of the coloured version if you want, or 6 of the black and white, and keep the papers for something else. Most people seem to like the black and white, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's why I've given you the option of the coloured panels. And then finally we have this set of 3. So again, very similar. You have some white card to stamp onto. We're going to stamp a sentiment, and then we've got, for this one, we've got watercolour panels that I've used just with, you could use a paintbrush, a little bit of ink, just to watercolour these, just for a different effect. And again, I've stamped using the watercolour shapes stamp in the background. So I've stamped that, and then after colouring in the panel, popped it on the top. But I think it's really effective, and again, your sentiment of choice. So I've made these birthday cards, but obviously they could be anything. Hi Bridie, thanks for joining us. So entirely your choice. So that's our class in a box. So you get to do really 6 cards out of any of these. So you could do them all like that, all like that, or you could do a mix. And my idea really was to do 3 with 3 envelopes and add a little ribbon around it, which is why I've given you extra ribbon this time round. And I've gone for black and white so that really will match with any colours that you do. So that is our class in a box. Booking for that closes this evening at 8 p.m. So £20 will get you the class in a box, all of the products that you need, with the exception of the stamps, the blocks and the ink. Everything you will need to make these, and that's £20. And that closes tonight. Okay, so let us get on to a little bit of crafting. So if you joined me last week, you will have seen us create some of these cards. This is actually what we're creating at Coffee and Card this afternoon in Toaster. And that's after our having an informal Christmas meal, which is really nice. Hi, Wendy. So this is an assortment from last week. And you know that if I have a lot of cards available, that's because this is a really easy set to use to make quick cards. Okay, if you've been following me for a while, you will know that. So this is just from a couple of Facebook Lives and Coffee and Card on Friday. So it uses Tidings and Trimmings, and again, this is from the annual catalogue. And it features these 2 stockings and a star, some lovely sentiments, but it also has this tie, a little bow, and it's got some assorted bits of foliage that you can stamp. Has some nice sentiments, as I said, and it also has a set of matching dies that include these, plus these elements and the bow, but it also cuts out separate stars in addition to the one that you see here. Let me just see if my dies are to hand. So these are some of the dies. It also creates the holly and the holly berries here, and I'll show you those when we come to that. So we have a small star and a detail. These is the foliage, and they also cut some separate foliage out. And then we have the larger star, and then the star that we're going to use today is this one here. If I just pop it in there, hopefully you can see that. Put it in front of that. I've cut this in gold card. Let me just lift it up a little bit. So I just think that's a really nice star, and although this particular set is designed for Christmas, I think you could use a star, and certainly that star and the smaller one and the bow for any occasion, not just for Christmas. Okay, so those are the dies. So you can buy them as a bundle, or you can buy them individually. You will find them on page 89 of the annual catalogue. And what I like about this stamp set, it's £17. Here's a great example of that gold, and it makes it a really inexpensive stamp to get started for Christmas cards. Okay, let me carry on showing you these. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away there. So I've just stamped the stars and Merry and Bright, and it's got this little star as well, which is really useful. Here I've stamped the stockings. So the 2 stocking designs, but both in the same colour, real red. And you can see these being created on my Facebook Lives from last week. Okay, so you can just hop back and see those. This one opens up, and I've stamped the star on the inside, as you can see there, with a little sentiment wishing you a joyful Christmas and Happy New Year. So my recommendation for these is to stamp the sentiment first and then stamp the stars or the stockings. And on this one I've actually coloured in, if you can see those, It's a very tiny detail, but you can colour those in if you wish. Here's the one that I did, I believe, on Wednesday or Thursday. I die cut the stocking after stamping it, and I added some gold from a gold pen, which reminds me I need to put that in for coffee and card. This is the same one. And then this one I did on Thursday. So this is the 3 stockings cut out, die cut. I added the holly and a little piece of our the autumn papers, which has got that lovely wood grain on it, to create that card there. I didn't put an inner in that one. Okay, so really simple, easy set to use, even without the die cuts, to be honest. So today I'm going to be using this star. So I've just quickly die cut this in gold. Now, if I was doing a lot of these, then I would definitely use our self-adhesive sheets on the back of this, so you don't need to put any glue on. Okay, I've die cut a real red outline star that comes from the same set, and I've got just a plain white square card and a plain white layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp over this. I think I'm going to stamp those stars and then just add a little Merry Christmas on an offcut. So that's my plan. So let's grab this. You can see they're well used, as they've got a nice shade of pink. It just stains the stamp. It doesn't affect any stamping, so don't worry if you see that. I've got Season's Greetings or Noel. I might use Season's Greetings. We'll have a look and see. So let's pop that on a block. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I had a great day on Saturday with my sale. Hi, Lynn. Oh, thank you, Wendy. So I had my buy one get one free sale on Saturday, which went really well. Thanks to everybody who attended. Just about to lose that stamp. Look at that. Just going to bring this in because I want to go off the edge. And then I was down in London yesterday, thanks to Michelle, my team leader. She treated her top leaders to afternoon tea in London, and the theme was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It was great fun, really good. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, I know that I want to put my star, I think, in the centre, so I'm just going to stamp this star going around the edge. Should we try that again? Got inky already, and I've only just opened the ink pad. Right, let's try again. There we go. So I'm just going to make these go around the edge, and then I'm going to have my star in the middle. And you can just bring these in. And what you're looking for is trying to keep each of those stamped images the same distance from one another, like so. And that will give you really nice even spacing, but without it looking too forced, especially because you're going off the edges. Like so. So I'm just working my way around, and I know, as I say, that this is going to go in the middle. So what I'm going to do is bring this one in, like so. And we also have in this stamp set this, there's 2 little stars. One is infill, one is an outline, so you could use either of those. But the infill one is really useful for filling in any spaces. I've got some ink on that from watercolouring. Okay, so I'm just going to add some of these in. And it also breaks up the background slightly. So I wonder how everybody is doing with their Christmas plans. When we met on Sunday, we're all saying how different we all are in terms of, you know, being ready, getting ready for Christmas. So there's some people that have got their trees up and everything already. There's people like me who haven't even put the tree up in the loft from last year. So it's really great fun to find out that we're all different, and it really doesn't matter whether you put your Christmas tree up in November or the 24th of December. Okay, so my plan is to add my star here. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals and then just put a little sentiment at the side. So I've got some scraps here, and I'm going to try that season's greetings, but it might be a little bit too small, but I'll have a look and see. So I wonder how many of you have already got your Christmas trees up and running, or decorations. I've received a fair few cards actually already. Just going to try this way. Like so. Put it in the middle. Okay, let's grab my trimmer. Just want to trim that straight because I know what I'm like. Assuming I stamped it straight in the first place, of course. There's always that, isn't there? Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, that works. Okay, while I've got ink and everything out, this is going to be my card. Actually, I could make this a red card, couldn't I? Just to step it up a little bit. Let me grab. So I have some, this is the one I cut for my star. So I cut my square cards to 99mm or 9.9, and then I score at 10.5 and then cut it at 9.9. And normally I would do that with a whole A4 card, so I would score it first, fold it over and cut it, and then cut it twice, if that makes any sense. Sounded a bit back to front, didn't it? Okay, so I will put an inner inside this. So this is going to be my layers here, and hopefully my season's greetings there. Let us stamp an inner piece. Just grab some more thin white card. There we go. I I'm pleased to see it's stopped raining now. So I tend to cut this at 9.5. You could do 9.4 if you wanted to. Just depends on how much background card you want to see. So I'm going to stamp the star in the bottom right hand corner with perhaps a couple of the little stars just for my inner, and I would also do the envelope in the same way. So just inking this up, and pop that one there. Hopefully you can still see that. And it's amazing how these tiny little stamps are so useful, not only if you get a little smudge of ink, but just filling in any gaps that you might have. Actually, that could go that way as well, couldn't it? Put it there. And let's stamp "Wishing you a joyful Christmas and a happy new year" on the inside. Just swap that one over. So a really straightforward card to do, although I've sort of changed it around a little bit, which is what is taking a little bit longer. So this is going to be my inside. So I'm going to pop this sentiment, make sure that's clean, fairly high. So I've got space to write my Christmas message. There we go. And I'm just going to put that together. So in order to put that together, I will need some glue and some dimensionals. We grab those. Oh, just knocked my printer over. So let's see. No decorations up for Wendy, but she's making Christmas goodies. Oh, sausage rolls. Oh, excellent. Catherine's got no tree up. Ah, that's fair enough. Oh, she wants it earlier. Bless. And no tree up. But, oh, mince pies. Yes. I have to say, I did make a start on mince pies myself. Not cooking, just eating. There we go. So let's pop this layer in first, and just adding a little bit of wet glue. And I do like these casters to open from the side, but because they're square, you can make a whole load and then decide how you want them opening. Put this layer down. Just going to see if there's a sort of a better way for it to go. I think that works nicely. So I'm going to layer that. So we have coffee and card and toaster this afternoon, which I'm looking forward to. We're having an informal Christmas lunch beforehand. And then next week I've got my team Christmas evening meal, so it's all go. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here with a few dots of glue, and I'm just going to put it in the larger areas. You could use a sponge dauber and a little bit of glue. Even better would be to use our self-adhesive sheets, which you would put on the back of the card prior to die cutting. That's something new for you, Scott, that I haven't shown you. So Scott has recently purchased a die cutting machine, and he may not have seen the sheet. So basically it's a double-sided sticky sheet that you pop on the back of the card or paper before you die cut it, and then you just peel it off and it's ready to stick. Okay, so let's pop this down. This would be nice on any of the dark greens as well. So shaded spruce, garden green, evening evergreen, that would look really nice. So there we are, just a tiny amount of glue so that you're not covering yourself and your card. So the question is, jaunty angle or straight? Let's have a look. What I want to do is pop this on at the side. I could put it in the middle. I'll put it in the middle. Right, I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. There we go. So I'm going to put one for each piece of the star and one in the centre. Probably slight overkill. Not sure I need that many. There we go. Think. So dangerous, isn't it? Oh, I think I'm going to put it straight. There we go. And my season's greetings put in the middle, but I am actually going to trim this down, which could be a bit of a mistake. I'm just going to cut it with scissors as it's now so small, but I'm going to use my large scissors so that it's just a single cut. That way. That way. There. And there. There we go. And I could pop that up with dimensionals as well, I think. So just make sure you turn your dimensionals so that you've got the flat side as opposed to pointing out, if that makes, it doesn't make any sense, does it, what I've just said? But I know what I mean. Oh dear, it's Monday morning, folks. So I could put this centrally. You could also put this at an angle. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work centrally, does it, like that? Because this is not straight. So it's either going to go there or there, or further down so I cover it up. What do you think? Straight or jaunty? There we go. I think that will work, because the line underneath from that star isn't straight, so by covering up I get overcome that problem. So there we go, that's today's make. Kerry says to the side. Hey ho. Sorry, Kerry. So if you wanted to, I might think that I want an extra star in here just to balance out or hide, cover up that gap. So I'm just going to put one in there. There we go. So useful, these tiny little stamps are often overlooked. want to put one in there now. There we go. That's it. Happy with that. So season's greetings. And then I've got wishing you a joyful Christmas and a happy new year on the inside with the star and the little stars. And then I'll take an envelope and do this effect on the envelope as well. So there we go. So that's using the die cut. So you could literally stamp a whole A4 sheet of these stars if you wanted to, and then cut that up into 6 card panels, 9.5 by 9.5 centimeters. Then mount it onto some red card. That's 9.9 by 9.9 centimeters. Cut out some stars and some gold stars, and away you go. There we go. So I hope you like that. I will be back again tomorrow, Tuesday, with some more, because I still haven't used many of the other components from here. So I'm going to be using the floral images tomorrow, these ones here, and also potentially the floral dies, to do something completely different. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you like my finished card. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to seeing some of you at Coffee and Card this afternoon and for our lunch. And if you want to join my class in a box for December, then booking for that closes 8 p.m. this evening. If you're on my email list, you should have already received an email. But if you haven't, and you want the email and or you want to be added to my list, just message me and send me your email address and I'll get that sorted for you. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a nice day. I'm hoping the sun will break through and get rid of some of that rain and dry everything up a little bit. Thank you so much. Everybody would put it on the side. Hey ho. I like to be different. So thank you everybody. Thank you Wendy, Lynn, Kerry, Catherine if you're still there, Bridie, Scott of course, Sue. I think I've got everybody, and anybody else who joined who didn't say hi but was watching. And obviously if you're watching on replay, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube, then thank you. If you have any questions ever about the products I've used or how I made something, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments, and I do monitor those, and I will get back to you if it requires an answer. Thank you so much everybody. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. Bye for now.